Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Play Jailbroken XO. So today it's going to be a little bit different. I am going to do a world tour because we are on the 40th episode and I was thinking about waiting to the 50th episode, but my friend Greg the other day suggested it and I just decided why not. I don't really have any building ideas for today, so we're gonna do a world tour. And we're not gonna start off with the house. I think we'll do the house last, just because that's kind of like one of the most current things. We're kind of like always working on the house. But we'll start off with, this, which is the thank you center. And I think this was like the first building that I worked on outside of the house. And this was meant to showcase items that people have given me, which I have done a very bad job, a really bad job at working on, really. The building itself is not done, and I haven't put any items in it. So I really need to work on this, pretty much, is what I'm saying. The tree, that weird lump of wood on the left corner, that is supposed to be a tree. It's like the bottom of a tree, and I just never got around to doing it. The rest of the building is done, just the tree isn't done, and I've just been way too lazy to transfer all of the items, because I have about a bottomless chest worth of items that I need to put in here. So that it's just a lot of work. It'll be a lot of work, and then just sorting out whose items are whose and writing down the names and signs. It's just like a lot, and that's why it hasn't gone done. But it will. I'm determined. Like it will get done at some point. Maybe not the tree, but the writing of people's names and stuff. Whoops. It'll eventually get done. Is there 2 cows up here? No, okay, for some reason I thought there were 2 cows. Anyways, so moving on, like I said, we'll do the house last. So, moving on though, the next part is, what's the next one? Bridge. So I built this bridge just to get over water, obviously, because that's usually what bridges are for. And I don't know, it's just a simple bridge. I tried to make it look like it curves a little bit, but I don't know. I've never really been like super happy with it. I did change it once from what it was originally. Still not like super happy with it. It definitely could be worse, but oh well. I can always go back and change it. This is our bakery / just food stuff that we've made, because bakeries are usually like cakes and pies and cookies and bread, but we have ham and Christmas meat. I don't even know, but this is our bakery. We've got like a little outside thing with an oven, and there used to be a post thing here. But when I first built this, it was like, oh, I know what it was. There is back blocks or something over here, like the black back blocks. It got in the way of the building, so I had to like move it over and up. I don't even know. But I lost my post in the process, so there's no post holding up this little tent area. But yeah, that's my bakery, and a little spiel about that. And, whoops. Wow, okay. This is the Boom Factory. And I wanted to change the name, but no one gave me good names, so it's still the Bomb Factory. But you can this will supply you with everything that you need to make bombs. You can get your basalt up here, and it started snowing. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. But you can get your basalt up here, which you can turn into gunpowder. You can get your papyrus here to turn into paper, and you can combine the two of them to make fuses. And then down here, in theory, this was supposed to be a mob trap, but it's not deep enough, so it doesn't really work out very well. But then, so in theory, you could go down and get goo for some of the different bombs, but that didn't really work out. But that's fine. If you just moved it down, it would work. But yeah, this is the bomb factory, and behind the ladder is the first TNT we made. And moving on, this is the Tailor. And I made this pretty much just so that I could use the mannequins and have like an excuse to use the mannequins, because I don't really have any full sets of armor. Obviously, that's why none of these mannequins have anything on them. But it's just a pretty simple house. Got some looms and spinning wheels. And this was also the first time that I used one of the lights as like a little support thing, which I started using other lights instead of this one, because they were new lights that came out that look similar, but they're wood instead of kind of like the metal look, which we'll see later. And then this was a carriage, and not my best build, I have to say, not my best build. Carriages are just so hard and like awkward to make. You'd have to make the carriage huge to actually make it look like a carriage. Like, I wonder how many of you just had no idea what this was. You've seen it before, but you didn't know what it was because I never mentioned what it was. Let me know if any of you just like had no idea what it was. But this is a carriage, and it was supposed to be, I'm thinking about this now, like this pile of stuff right here makes no sense at all. So this is, over here is the back of the carriage, through here is the front, and then this little bridge is supposed to be where like horses and stuff connect. And then this pile of stuff just makes no sense that it's sitting in front. If anything, it would be in the back. But I think I put it in front just so that I had a way to get up into the carriage still, so I could just keep walking straight. But then, so the point of the carriage and the pile of stuff was over here in the tent, which is kind of just like a moving shop. My idea for this is, if you've ever played an Animal Crossing game before, well, particularly Wild World, I think. I don't know if it was like this in the GameCube version, but there's this fox that comes, and his name is Crazy Red, and he set up his tent outside of your city hall in Animal Crossing, and so that was kind of the idea for this, is a tent that just has different furniture in it, and the carriage is like bringing all the furniture over and stuff, so it's just like a tented shop thing that just has random furniture in it, which the furniture had just come out, like the new fancy advanced furniture had just come out, so I wanted an excuse to build a bunch of it, so that's why I built this. And it's starting to get nighttime, oh no. And then in here, which I still have not put doors on it, this is an area to put my statues and paintings and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all this building is. With this one, I tried a little bit of a different style. You can see it's a lot more squiggly than the other buildings. And I also tried adding leaves and stuff, which no one said it looked bad, but no one said it looked good either. Which I kind of have to agree. Most of my buildings, oh my god, it's snowing. Why? Snow, why? And it's not night enough to sleep. But yeah, most of my buildings, they're just kind of interesting looking. I try not to make them symmetrical. But yeah, this is just, I don't really know what this building is officially. It doesn't really have a name or anything. It's just kind of like the painting and statue place. Can we sleep now? Yay! I think there's only like two or three more buildings left, I think. There's not that much more. And then we'll walk back to the house and look at them. And look at the house and all of its glory. No, just kidding. But yeah, that's this. And then get out of here And wow, that actually dropped a lot. That dropped like 3. Where... Stop it. Just go away. Go away. Go away. Okay. And this one, this is the first one that I started using these as supports, which I think this is the only time I use these as supports. I've done a lot of creative builds, so I don't remember what the first time I used. Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. So this is a blacksmith, which this is a pretty recent build. I'm planning on putting rare swords and weapons and stuff like that up here. And then just putting some different types of metal armors down here. And since it's the blacksmith, instead of putting like the metal-ish armors in the tailor, I'm going to save those mannequins for more like fabric-y or like fancy type stuff and more armors in here. I do have an armor hat in there in the tailor, but I think I'm gonna move that over to here. And then like I said, just put weapons and stuff in here. And then we have our anvil and our furnace and all of its fanciness. And then I broke this. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I replaced this ground with compact dirt, and I had to break this to get rid of it, and so that's why it's still in its torch form instead of just being a pole like the other one was. And I dropped my dirt. Anyways, moving on. And this is our mine, which is pretty much, I just built a hill. I built a really sad looking hill. Now that I zoom out and see that, it's a really sad looking hill. I might try and smooth that out a little bit more. It's just kind of like a little bump in the ground. Anyways, so this is just our little mine, and it doesn't go down very far. You can maybe find some coal at this level. But yeah, I'm planning on hopefully digging down more and clearing out an area, so I might do that. And I'd like to use, I very much doubt I'm going to use these ladders the whole way, but we can use these ladders for a bit. And yeah, this is pretty recent. Yeah, it's just, there's not much to say about it. It's a hole. There we go. And then these were meant to be like crates and stuff, just stuff that's been taken out of the mine, and it's being ready to be taken somewhere else or something. And then down here, this is the most recent. We built this last episode, and I still haven't cleaned it up or added anything else. I haven't even, you can see I haven't terraformed over here either. But this is a barn, and you can pretty much just go to last week's episode and look at that. That's when we built this. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not finished. I haven't added any animals or anything, so I'm not going to talk about it that much. But let's head back over to our house, and then we can talk about that. The house is pretty much always changing. I think we changed some stuff on it like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I know I changed it like right after I came out with the download for it, and then everyone wanted me to update the download, which I still haven't done yet. How many weeks ago was that? I need to figure that out. I think there'll be a new download maybe next week. I'm not gonna say this week because I'm not sure. But I think I said I'd do it once a month, or I'd try to do once a month. So within like the next week or two, there'll be a new download, and I'm still gonna do a tutorial on it. Just so many computer issues. I don't even want to get into the whole computer thing. Like, there's so many issues with that stupid box of metal. Okay, anyways. So this is the house. Boom. So this house started out with just like this little area right here, and I built it up, and originally, up until really recently, the roof was just flat. Like on this main area, the roof was just flat. And that's how I originally planned it. And then I added on this little section with this underneath little mini greenhouse type thing. I added that on with this, and then this was its own section from like here down. And then I needed a portal room, so I added this little section on, and I added this on pretty soon after I added this on, I think. I don't really remember how. I don't really remember in like the order that I added everything. But I added on this, and this area has changed a lot. This area used to have a sloped roof, like the portal area. But recently I straightened it out and added other stuff. And this little tower used to be, or this tower used to be a little tower, and this little thing on the end over here used to not exist till a couple episodes ago. And let's see here, up on top, up here, these used to be like gray wood little domes, and then I changed them so they're like small sloped roofs, which I think looked better. And that's really it. That's like the evolution of this house, sort of, or how I built it. I'm sure if I go on to my third generation, I can find like a really old version of it, which I might do someday. And or even like I might even be able to find an old version in like a creative world or something. But yeah, this is pretty much the house. I also added the chimney with its awkward smoke because of the world height limit. And yeah, this is probably one of my favorite builds. Even though I don't think it like looks the best, I think I could keep adding things onto it and make it look better. So even though I don't think it looks the best, I think this is still like my favorite build. Much better than if you ever watched my original Junk Jack series. Much better than that house. I tried to go with like a modern look or something with that house, and it was just all brick. But oops, don't throw swords around, kids. But yeah, I think that's gonna be about it. There is a download link for the oh, my phone just vibrated. There is a download link for an older version of this world. It's not like super old, it's like a couple weeks old, but this version of the house is not in there. I think the roof might still be flat, I'm not sure. And there will hopefully be a tutorial coming out soon. I just, so many computer problems. If you don't know, I'm building my own computer, and I'm just waiting till I can get that up and running, and I've just been running into lots of problems with it. So it will come when it comes, and I'm sorry. But yeah, oh my gosh, my phone. Get out of here, phone. But that is going to be about it for this week's episode of Let's Play Junk Jack X. Woo! Please like and subscribe and all that stuff, and thank you. Goodbye.